Alright, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I guess I'm not really making this to be a content creator, but I am someone that enjoys learning, but I don't really hold myself accountable to my goals when it comes to learning. So I'm just going to start this channel really with no set plan, other than it's just going to be a sort of personal diary for me to track my progress on whatever it is that I want to learn. So obviously initially I don't really plan to spend a lot of time editing or kind of fancying these videos up. They're going to be pretty raw. But yeah, I'm just going to want to track my learning. This is going to be a bit of an impromptu video where I just want to test kind of whether or not my mic sounds alright, whether or not it's picking up audio, whether or not my camera's recording, etc. And then also having a quick go with Kdenlive, which I'm going to use to not edit my videos, but I am going to use to cut out the very awkward silence I'm definitely going to have at the start and at the end of the video. Okay, so for today's video, I just figured, since I've never really actually done this either, I've just spun up this virtual machine here. Well, I wouldn't say spun up, but I've created it, and I'm going to try and just run through a quick endeavorOS install. I've been wanting to recommend it to friends that want to try out Linux, and I've heard that it's really easy to use and really modern. It's Arch based. I run Arch Linux, and I figure if I'm ever going to suggest my friends download a Linux distribution as well, I want to be able to help them, and the operating system being at least Arch based would allow me to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and verify now for this video whether or not endeavorOS is as easy to install as everyone says it is. So before that, let me have a quick sip of my tea, and we'll get right into it. Delicious. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Obviously, if I was to recommend this to a friend, they'd be booting off a USB, but I have an NVIDIA graphics card, so I'll select this, I guess. Going in blind, by the way, I've not really read an install guide or anything of that description. Yeah, pretty standard Linux startup. This is what you'd expect. Let me go full screen. Alright. Looking okay out of the box. I like the background they have here. Alright, installing endeavorOS to disk. Customizing the install process, update mirrors, change display resolution. I definitely want to do that. I have a 1920 by 1080 display, so that's what I'd want to do. So yeah, set and stay. Okay, so already looking good. I like the windows they have already. Actually reminds me of Mac OS, and I think Mac has a pretty clean user interface, unlike Windows, which I absolutely despise. So yeah, just set and quit. Alright, that didn't go as expected. Okay, that's more like it. Installation tips. Alright, well, I guess as a first time installer, I wouldn't want to really mess with anything else other than just start the installer. Online method lets you choose your desktop with vanilla theming. Okay, for this, I think it's safe to assume that we'd have internet, right, and I'm connected. So let's do an online install. Okay, pretty snappy. So yep, I'd want English. That is the correct time zone for me, but if it was something different, you know, you just go in here and change, I'd guess. We'll reset to American, yep. And then yeah, default keyboard layout, partitions. Yeah, well, that's interesting. It looks like they don't really have an easy way to set up dual boot, so I guess that could be a drawback. Petitioning itself isn't too difficult, um, but at the same time, as a first time installer, I wouldn't want to do it. So I'm just going to go with erase disk, and yeah, I think swap files are the norm nowadays, so I'd go with that. Yep. Then I like this feature where you can select your desktop, especially if you're someone that's already had experience with some other distros. For example, I like using tiling window managers, so I might go with something like i3. But for a first time user, I definitely just want a graphical user interface. I like the amount of options they have here. I think Cinnamon is pretty close to Windows in appearance, so if I was suggesting someone moving away from Windows to come towards Linux, this could be a good option. So I know that XFCE I think is their preferred display environment, display manager. I don't know what the correct term is. I think it's display environment, but I'm gonna go with Cinnamon simply because it looks like Windows. And then for packages, I wouldn't really want to mess with this, I guess. Okay, so yeah, let's just go with the basic install, and then yeah, we can go with this. Yeah, the name of this computer. I like naming my computers Tengoku. It means heaven in Japanese, and I'm a bit of a weeb, and this is what I name all my personal computers. So yeah, and then select a nice and secure password, unlike what I'm doing right now. Same password for the administrator account. Yep, okay. Quick summary. Install now. Maybe when I'm editing, this could be a good time to practice kind of like a transition. You know, like, alright guys, I'll be back once it finishes downloading. So endeavorOS seems to have finished installing. Restart your system. Yeah, just restart now. Done. Okay, as you can see, I just got booted back into my virtual machine because the system effectively shut down, but basically if you're restarting, this would not kind of happen. So, yep. And this is the proper fully installed endeavorOS you can see. I think they use Grub for the boot manager. Okay. So the resolution settings didn't carry over, but that's not too bad because that was setting it in the live environment, and then this is the actual installed environment. Update system, package cleanup, yada yada yada. Yeah, I guess this is good. I mean, if you wanted some more info, you could definitely get that here, and then if you wanted to actually do all this stuff, I'm guessing, for example, if I wanted to update mirrors, I'd just click that and it would happen. Yep. Nice. Okay. So pretty straightforward. It seems like it'll just guide you through all the stuff you might want to do. Okay. That's cool. I don't really want to do any of this other stuff right now, I guess. So we can just open a new terminal there, change desktop background. Do they have? Yeah, they have a good amount of backgrounds you can change to from just by default. Kind of like this blobs one. So if I wanted to do this, yes, yeah, just like that. And if I close that, yep, it's saved. Nice. And then if I wanted to customize desktop settings, oh, you can set some nice desktop icons here as well. That's cool, that's cool. That's nice. So if I wanted this stuff on my desktop, that's easy enough. I'm trying to see where I'd go to fix my resolution, as that could be kind of important. This is down here just like you'd have your Windows menu, at least on Windows 10. Windows 11 I think kind of tried to copy off KDE and move their stuff to the center, but this is good for someone coming in from Windows 10. And if I was to search resolution, open display, yep, and then just set it from here. Nice. So on that, can I set my refresh rate? So my monitor is 144 Hz, but I think because this is on a virtual machine, it doesn't know that. So if someone wants to install it on this system and they did have higher frame rates available, I'd feel confident saying that they would have it listed here. And then I want a landscape monoscale for 100. Let me apply that. Yep, keep that. First impressions at least is it's pretty snappy. Ooh, this isn't too good, I guess. Alright, and then Firefox out of the box, that's nice. Good to have a free and open source browser available just on the base install. And then just to install a few programs, I'm guessing sudo would be here by default, and Pacman is the package manager that Arch uses, and since Endeavor is an Arch-based system, it also uses Pacman. So something I like downloading right off the bat is something like Spotify maybe. And enter your password. Alright, well, that's a bit unfortunate, but that's okay. That's what we have the browser here for. It's because it's an AUR package. I guess not the best software to use for an example of quickly downloading an application. Let's see if they have a software center of any type. Doesn't seem like it. That's okay. Let me just pick something else that a lot of people might want to get then. I mean Discord is kind of popular, right? So let's go with that. And then yep, so Control-T, as in most Linux distributions, is your hotkey to open the terminal. It's not too scary, honestly. I feel like one of the things that my friends always tell me when I tell them to try out Linux is they have to use a command line, which seems kind of intimidating at first, and I was intimidated as well. Honestly, I find it a lot easier than using like the installers that Windows has, for example. But I believe Discord should just be available on the main repo. Yep. Oh, it's got the nice Pacman loading. I like that. And so that's been installed, and once that's installed, okay, let's see if that. And if I wanted to launch Discord, you can just obviously go through this menu, and it'll launch just fine. I'm not going to log in on recording because I don't think that's a good idea, but you get the idea. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what's going on with these kind of lingering effects. I don't know if that's just because I'm on a virtual machine or if that would happen on a base install, but overall, in terms of just getting it on my computer, having a web browser out of the box, easy configuration, and kind of just having a familiar UI to go through, I think endeavorOS definitely passed the eye test, and I would feel comfortable recommending this to my friends. So I guess that will do it for my first video, and I'll try and be consistent with daily uploads, just with an update on whatever I'm learning, whether that be development related, since I'm a software engineer, or if it's just trying to pick up another hobby. I will definitely try and at least stay accountable to myself. So if anyone's watching, thanks for watching. If not, hey future me, I hope you're still keeping this up. Have a good one.